It's quite the find. Hello friends, and welcome back to Crow's Thrifty Finds. My name is Melanie. I'm actually coming to you from my garage at this moment. You just never know where I'm going to be. It's like a Where's Waldo kind of thing with me. Where's Melanie going to record from today? It's just been a little loud in my house and I wanted to put this video out, so I'm in a quiet spot where there's not a lot of noise due to small children or animals. So we are talking sales this week, sales that I had on eBay over the past couple of weeks. This isn't all of them, but this is sort of a sampling of the ones that I feel like would be most helpful for you all to know about. So let's get into it. First off, we have a vintage Ideal brand Tammy's Family doll. This is the dad doll. I paid very little for this at a garage sale. I paid $4. That was an awesome garage sale. And I turned around and flipped it for $50. It's a pretty rare doll. There weren't too many of them, and to have the box and everything, definitely helped with the value. So that was a great flip. Next, we have a really, really good flip. This is a pretty rare Lego Ninjago set. Now, here's the thing with this set. They were actually, the set was missing bag one. And there were a couple of pieces from it that were loose in the box, but the majority of what was in bag one was not there. And you can see it sold for $180 even with bag one missing. So you can imagine how much money I could have got if it was totally complete. But everything else was there new in the bags. So it's like somebody started to build it and then just never finished. So I paid $15 for this at a rummage sale, and yeah, huge flip, $180. I was very excited when that sold. So definitely a Lego set to be on the lookout for because it's definitely a rare one. Next, we have a Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like little sculpture kind of thing. I don't know what else to call it. Words are hard. It's Friday. I paid $5 for this, sold it for $24, so just under the $20 I usually like to make before eBay fees. Next, we have a pair of, you guessed it, Rock Revival jeans. What a shock, right? I'm always selling these things, so they are wonderful to pick up. These were a pair that I got from a lot that I had purchased off Facebook Marketplace. So I think it came down to around $8 per pair, which was a great deal. And they sold for $43. Next, we have a vintage Telco animatronic reindeer, and he worked perfectly. I paid $10 for him at a garage sale, and I sold him for $44.98. It is that time of year, folks. You want to list your Christmas stuff immediately if you have not yet, because as many know, once Halloween ends, it becomes all about Christmas and the buyers are looking for that kind of stuff. So you definitely want to get in on that and start listing your Christmas items if you have not already. But truthfully, Christmas items sell year round. So it's not even, something to wait to list, because Christmas stuff can sell at any point. Next, we have an old school flip phone. Remember these things? People buy them, people collect them. So this is a Sanyo Katana flip phone. The black ones were a little more rare. I paid $5 for this at a garage sale, sold it for $30. So yeah, if you see old phones like this, definitely worth picking up. Next, we have a Lululemon long sleeve shirt, kind of a workout shirt. This actually used to be my daughter's. So I did pay $10 for this shirt at Goodwill originally. So the fact that Bailey used it, I didn't mind that I didn't get more money for it. And these shirts are not the most valuable things ever. I was actually really happy to get $25 for it. It was a nice color. So yeah, happy to see it go. And we got some use out of it first. So that's great. Next, we have a Zootopia figure set with vehicles. I paid $5 for all of this, and I sold it for $35. There's a new Zootopia movie that's coming out, and I'm sure people are onto that. And kids are just, younger kids are discovering the original Zootopia, so People want the toys. So good sale. Next, we have a North Face hoodie. I paid $4 for this, possibly even a little less at Salvation Army because I think I got it on their discount day where everything's 25% off in the store. Gotta love a Wednesday. I don't know if other people's Goodwills are doing that, but mine now has this blue bag day where if you buy this reusable bag, they give you 25% off every Wednesday if you bring it in. So pretty sweet. And I know I bought this North Face hoodie. I'm kind of picky with North Face. It's hit or miss. But when you can pay under $5 for something and just knowing that this particular hooded jacket kind of was a little higher quality to it, I figured I could get at least 25, which is what I got. So happy about that. Next, a bins find. I got this Minnesota Timberwolves hoodie at the bins on my most recent trip, and I paid very little because you know how the bins goes. Probably paid no more than $2 for it at the most, and I sold it for $25. I love the bins. I tell you all, I would live at the bins. Like you would see me nowhere else if we had a bins near my house. So it's probably for the best that we don't because I think a lot of people would miss me if they couldn't see me anymore because I would just be at the bins forever. So at least I hope people would miss me. I don't really know. I'm just kidding. So next, we have a pair of Coach loafers. Coach still sells, everybody. I've been kind of preaching that lately, but you still don't want to pay too much for it either. I only paid $4 for these shoes at a garage, so I couldn't believe it. I was like, Coach, for $4? Yes, please. So turned around, sold the loafers for $26. Next, another bins find, this Lollapalooza tie-dye shirt. Tie-dyed concert shirts are usually good pickups, and this shirt is not from an incredibly long time ago, but it's been long enough that it's probably got a little bit of rarity to it. So again, paid very little for it, sold for $23. I'm sure I made $20 on that. Next, we have something I've never bought before. A set of 2 saddlebags for motorcycles. These went to Nigeria. So I paid $25 for these, paid up a little bit at the thrift store, but I knew I could get a decent amount of money. I did go lower. They asked if I'd sell them for a little lower than I had them priced for. And because sales were not the busiest, I decided, you know what, that's fine. So I sold them for $60. So having paid $25, I more than doubled my money. Happy to see them go. Next, we have an Aerosmith fan club sweatshirt. I'm actually surprised this sat as long as it did. There weren't a lot of them on eBay. I guess Aerosmith, I don't know, I'm from Boston. We love Aerosmith, but I guess they're, not as popular as they used to be. But still relevant to a point, I would say. So I paid $5 for this at Goodwill. It wasn't marked up or anything, just in the regular section. Sold it for $29.97. So basically $30. I'm happy with that. Next, we have a pair of hockey gloves. No shortage of those here in North Dakota. I find them often, and they're usually marked pretty cheap. So I paid $6 for these. These were a pretty rare pair. I got these from a garage sale. Easton, they really do more baseball stuff nowadays. Not so much of a hockey company anymore. They used to be, but there's some nostalgic folks that probably still want that. So they sold for $36. Next, we have a Jim Shore figure. This was new. I got this at a nursing home rummage sale, I believe. I paid $5 for it, and it was brand new. Sold for $40. I also got another one that I paid $10 for that's slightly larger and waiting on that one to sell. Next, we have a Sandy Cast Husky figure. I have sold numerous Sandy Cast animals. This one took a little longer to sell than I thought. Maybe I had it overpriced a little bit, but I paid $8 for it. So I paid up a little bit for this. The thrift store I got it from was one of the more expensive ones. So I did end up making just under $20 on that, but still happy to see it go nonetheless. Then we have I'm going to not pronounce this right, I imagine, Breville, I'm not sure, a juicer. And I paid $10 for this, and they had said they just tested it. It still worked. They even had the box for it, but the box was a little beat up, so I decided it was almost easier to just sell it without the box. but I was able to get all the information on it, at least from the Vox, which was good. So I turned around and sold this juicer. I sent an offer for $55 to someone, had a price at $60. The person accepted the offer. It is on its way to them now. And that's about going to wrap up the video today. Don't forget to like it if you have not liked this video, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you don't miss anything. It's a wonderful opportunity to learn all kinds of great items that sell on eBay. So until next week, my name is Melanie. This channel's name is Crow's Thrifty Finds. I'll see you then.